Hi, welcome to Mr. Recaps. The events of the series begin with a girl named Wednesday who enters the school, but all the students move out of her way because of her strange clothes, as if she came out of a black and white movie. What is scary is that Wednesday killed 2 students at school because they were bullying her little brother, Boogie. Wednesday goes to her closet and is surprised by the presence of her brother Boogie, who was tied inside the closet. Wednesday gets angry at her brother Boogie because he allowed his friends to bully her again and asks him the identity of the person who bullied them. She touches him, but his body freezes as if electrified. She sees a vision in which there are people who bullied her brother. She decides to take revenge on them and throws some kind of predatory fish into the pool where he swims. Wednesday warns them not to approach her brother again. The director of the school finds out what happened and kicks Wednesday out of school. It seems that her parents decide to send her to magic school instead of staying in a regular school, as Wednesday belongs to a family whose members are all magicians. At magic school, Wednesday will deal with people who are very similar to her in ideas. Then her mother tells her some of her memories at magic school. Wednesday's mother tells her daughter that she will learn new magical powers at magic school and warns her not to get in trouble again because Wednesday got kicked out of 8 schools. Wednesday surprises her when she tells her that she will get out of magic school in less than a week. After they arrive at the school, Wednesday meets the principal and treats her with all aggression, hurting her feelings. The principal warns Wednesday not to make trouble at the school and then decides to take her to the same room where her mother slept when she was studying at magic school. Wednesday goes up to the room and meets her roommate named Enid. Enid seems to be a girl who has colors, unlike depressed Wednesday because she only likes black. The principal asks Enid to help Wednesday get to know the school and all the students. Enid tells Wednesday about the magic school and tells her that the school was built to bring together witches, werewolves, and vampires. She also tells her that she is a werewolf girl, but she still hasn't turned yet. Enid then gives her the school uniform that she should wear to school. On Wednesday, she says goodbye to her parents and returns to school, but her father leaves a human hand that can walk and speak sign language. The hand is named Sign, who will take care of watching Wednesday at school and sending news to his father. On Wednesday, she goes up to her room and decides to divide the room into 2 halves. The first half is colored only black, and the second half has colors for Enid, who is annoyed by Wednesday's actions. A mysterious fan named Marilyn suddenly enters and welcomes Wednesday, visibly happy with her presence as if she was waiting for her to come to school. Wednesday decides to walk around the school alone, but a large statue was about to fall on her without the intervention of a student named Xavier, who saved Wednesday at the right time. Strangely, he tells her that he saved her because she saved him when he was a child. The next day, Wednesday goes with the director and the psychologist who will take care of her treatment. The director decides to stay downstairs to prevent Wednesday from escaping if she tries to escape. Meanwhile, Wednesday goes up to the clinic and meets the doctor named Campo. She speaks to her in a curt manner and refuses to tell her anything. Then she asks her to let into the bathroom. Wednesday takes the opportunity and tries to quickly escape through the window. She then goes to a cafe near the clinic and asks the waiter named Taylor to give her coffee. Taylor asks her to wait a bit because the coffee machine is broken. Excitingly, Wednesday offers to repair the coffee machine in exchange for taking her to the station. Wednesday manages to repair the coffee machine and then drinks her coffee. But she is bullied by the mother's son named Lucas. Wednesday has to beat him and his friends. Suddenly, the officer arrives at Wednesday's place with the school principal, who apologizes to everyone and tries to leave with Wednesday. But the officer decides to watch her because her father was accused in a murder case 30 years ago. The director of the magic school warns Wednesday not to run away again because she will be expelled from the school next time. Wednesday returns to her room and finds that Singh is watching her. She tells him that she will cut off all his fingers if he doesn't help her, and then orders him to go see the waiter Taylor to ask her to call him. Indeed, Taylor calls Wednesday. Wednesday asks Taylor to be with her at the weekend party to help her escape from school. Taylor accepts immediately because he likes her and is ready to do anything for her. But Wednesday does not understand why he quickly agreed to help her. The day of the party, Taylor arrives on time and offers to help Wednesday escape, but she sees in a new vision that her classmate named Ran is going to die in the forest. Wednesday decides to help him get out of the forest before he dies. But she finds out that it was Ran who made him see the vision to pull her into the forest to kill her because she is a witch. Her mother warned him about her and painted her portrait with a strange man. Before he gets rid of her, a monster of a strange shape appears and attacks Ran, who tries to fit out of the place. Wednesday quickly goes to the principal's office and tells her that her classmate Rowan died in the forest. But the principal does not believe her words because the cops did not find the body of Rowan at the crime scene, and there is no trace of murder. Suddenly, the officer's assistant shows up with Rowan, who is returned to school. Wednesday seems to be shocked after his appearance because she is sure that he died in the forest. The truth is that Ran is really dead, but the principal pretended to be him to hide his death from the police so that the school would not be closed. The next day, the principal told the students that she kicked Ran out of school, then pretends to be him again and pretends she is really leaving the school. And all the students believe what happened, but by Wednesday, she knows she is the principal by Ran. Sai looks at Ran from afar and notices that he enters a Hagar bathroom. Then the principal transforms into another man and leaves the bathroom to return to school. The next day, Wednesday goes to the forest with Taylor to look for evidence to prove that Rowan is dead. But someone tries to hide his death. Then she finds her glasses thrown on the ground. Wednesday sees a new vision in which Xavier is with Rowan the night he died and sees a book strange in his hand, the same book that was in the IM that Rand's mother drew. She starts to look for the book but notices a symbol drawn in the picture. Madame Mary Lai tells him that the symbol belongs to a group of students called the Naked Group, which no longer exists. The next day, Wednesday participates in a competition with the rest of his classmates at school, and during the race, Wednesday sees a vision in which there is a girl who looks like him but wears strange clothes as if she lives in the past. The girl tells her that she is the key to getting to the truth. Wednesday quickly returns to school and sees the same symbol of Naked student group in a statue located at the Wednesday school. She sees a book in the hand of the statue, reads the book, then solves the mystery that is in the book, and finally she was able to open the door behind the statue and discovers that she is in a library with a strange shape. She finds also the picture of her parents on the wall. She starts looking for the book quickly in order to return to her room before anyone notices her absence. Wednesday finds the book and puts it in her bag. Suddenly, someone attacks Wednesday, who loses consciousness but wakes up and finds himself tied up in a chair, and his classmates stand there and tell him that they are Naked's group but that they are gathering in secret so as not to get kicked out of school. Xavier proposes to her to join them, but Wednesday refuses and tells them that they are only beginners in magic. She frees herself easily and quickly goes up to her room. The next day, Wednesday questions Xavier about the photo that Rand gave her. But Xavier tells her that he doesn't know what Rand wanted from her and just says the person in the photo is Joseph, who founded their town. On Wednesday, she visits Taylor at the cafe and asks where Joseph is and finds out he is in an abandoned forest. Then she goes to the forest to discover the secret of her appearance in the photo with Joseph and finds a stranger, but he escapes after Singh is attacked. Wednesday tries to look for anything useful in the place in vain. Then tries to leave, but she sees a new vision and goes back in time 400 years. Wednesday sees Joseph and the townspeople were preparing at that time to burn all the witches to get rid of them. Wednesday sees among the witches a girl she already saw in a previous vision, and this girl and her grandmother named Judy, who was trying to escape from Joseph before he burned her. And then Wednesday wakes up from the dream. Wednesday hears the sound of the footsteps of the monster, who quickly runs away when he sees her. Then tries to catch up with him and notices that his footprints on the ground look like those of an ordinary human man, as if he was not a monster. Suddenly Xavier appears in front of Wednesday, who tells her she discovered that the monster may be human but can transform into a monster. Wednesday asks Xavier to check the monster's prints, but the prints disappeared because of the rain. Xavier tells Wednesday that he tried to call Rand, but someone else answered, and is finally confirmed that someone was pretending to be him. At the end of the day, Wednesday sees the stranger she saw in the forest, and he appears to repair the camera. The monster attacks the stranger and kills him, but the camera took a picture of the monster. The police officers use the camera while investigating the case and try to identify the shape of the monster. The next day, Wednesday goes to the morgue to inspect the body of the stranger killed by the monster, then hears the doctor tell the officer that the monster cuts off one of the organs of everyone who killed him. Wednesday decides to investigate the matter herself to find out the truth about the monster. The next day at school, Wednesday notices scratches on Xavier's neck, but the shape of the scratches is strange, as if he had been attacked by a monster. Then decides to monitor him to find out what he tries to hide. She notices that he enters a strange room in the forest, then waits for him to leave the room. Wednesday enters the room, and he finds a lot of drawings of the monster and suspects that Xavier and the monster are the same. Then she takes the drawings with her and decides to go directly to see the officer, but she finds Xavier in front of her, who asks her what she is doing alone in the forest. On Wednesday, telling her that she was looking for him to invite her to a party at the school, and Xavier agrees to go to the party with her. Wednesday meets the officer and shows him the drawings of the monster, but the officer says he is willing to help her investigate the case if she can bring him evidence proving that the monster really exists. Wednesday accepts and then goes to his classmate named Eugene and asks him to help him find evidence of the monster's existence. Eugene goes with Wednesday to the forest, and they reach the cave which was drawn in Xavier's drawings. Then Wednesday finds a lot of body bones and AD of the monster and takes it with her. Then decides to return to Xavier's room, which is located in the forest, in order to take everything that he helps run a DNA test for Xavier and matches the results with the monster's tooth in order to find out if Xavier is really the monster. Xavier suddenly appears and asks Wednesday what she is doing in her room, and it seems Wednesday is obliged to admit the truth and tells him that she suspects he is the monster, but Xavier gets angry with her because she suspects him and tells her that he only sees the monster she talks about in her dreams, and that's why he draws it, then throws Wednesday, who goes directly to the officer. Wednesday asks the officer to carry out DNA tests of the sample she took, and during this time, she sends an invitation to attend a school party with Wednesday in the day of the party. Wednesday prepares to accompany Eugene to look for new evidence, but is surprised when Taylor arrives, who tells her that he is willing to go to the party with her. Wednesday quickly changes his clothes to go with Taylor to the party and tells Eugene that tomorrow they will go to the forest, but Eugene decides to go to the forest alone while Wednesday goes to the party. It seems that all the students admire her figure and her beautiful dress. Wednesday sees in a new vision that she will be attacked by the monster. Wednesday runs quickly into the forest to save Eugene, but arrives late because the monster attacked him. Fortunately, the monster did not kill him and is taken to the hospital. The next day, Wednesday visits Eugene in the hospital to check on him and promises to eliminate the monster, then returns to school to meet his parents who came to visit him. The three go to the Campo clinic, but Wednesday enters her mother about the murder case in which his father was accused, but his mother refuses to answer his question. On the way to school, Wednesday notices that his mother is visiting the grave of a man named Jad, whose father was accused of having killed him 30 years ago, and does not know the reason why his mother is visiting his grave. We return to the officer, who discovers that the morgue doctor committed suicide and left a letter saying that he falsified Jared's death report 30 years ago, then decides to arrest Wednesday's father for Jared's murder. Wednesday visits his father in prison and asks him what exactly happened with Jared, and his father decides to confess the truth and tells him that Jared loved his mother very much and therefore decided to kill him. Wednesday's father says that Jared decided to attack him first, but Wednesday's mother intervened at the right time and killed him. Jared to defend Wednesday's father, but Wednesday's father decided to bear the consequences instead of his wife. Wednesday returns to school and finds her mother in the library and asks her why she visited Jared's grave. Wednesday's mother also admits the truth. Wednesday's mother tells her daughter the same story that her father told her, but she suspects that Jared was poisoned, and that she did not kill him herself. Then he decides to exhume Jared's body from the grave, and it seems Wednesday cuts off his fingers to dissect him to death. But the cops suddenly arrive and arrest Wednesday and his mother, and they are also imprisoned. Wednesday sees a new vision in which she shows the night Jared died and notices Jared's father giving Jared poison to put in all the students' drinks at school, but the bottle of poison broke when Jared was fighting with Wednesday's father, and Jared was poisoned and died on the spot. The next day, Wednesday tells everything to the mayor of the city. The mayor of the city says Wednesday that he knows his words are true, but he is forced to hide the truth because Jared's father knew a lot of people who covered up her crimes, and then agrees to release her mother from prison. Wednesday tells her mother about the visions she sees in her dreams. Wednesday's mother tells Wednesday that the visions also appeared in her dreams when she was little, and also tells her that it is her grandmother says who will show her the right path and also teach her how she can control her strength, and then give her photos with her friends on school days. But Wednesday notices on the photos that the principal, who was pretending to be a singer at one of the school parties. Wednesday goes to the principal's office in anger and tells her that she found out about the fact that she was pretending to be Rand to cover up her murder, but the principal tells her that she has done everything to preserve the reputation of the school. Suddenly, Wednesday and the principal hear a noise outside. They are surprised when they notice that someone has written a sentence with fire in the garden of the school. Wednesday's school is shocked because she saw the same phrase in one of the visions she sees in her dreams. The next day, Wednesday tries to look for something related to Joseph and finds a phrase written on the wall, which is the same sentence that was written by the fire in the school garden. On Wednesday touches the sentence, then loses consciousness and sees a vision in which she speaks with Judy. Judy tells Wednesday that she must look for Jared's family Minoys to find out the truth. The next day, Wednesday goes to Jared's family Minoys but finds the mayor and then quickly tries to hide before he sees her and hears her tell the officer that he knows exactly the person who is committing murders in the city. The mayor asks the officer to meet him in Taylor's cafe, and on Wednesday, she drives fast in the back trunk of the officer's car. After arriving at the cafe, the mayor gets out of the car, but another car hits him violently and he is taken to the hospital but dies because an unknown person cut off the oxygen tube that helps him breathe. At the end of the day, Wednesday asks Enid and Taylor to accompany to Jarrell's mansion, and after their arrival at the mansion, Wednesday finds out that Jared's sister named Laurel is still alive, and it seems that Wednesday suspects that Jared's sister is the reason for everything that is happening. Then she takes with her Laurel's toy who is in her room and tries to leave with. Laurel tells her friends. On Wednesday, hears the monster's voice and tries to escape quickly and is forced to go down to the basement and notices the presence of human organs that the monster was stealing after killing his victims, and is surprised by the presence of the same car that killed the mayor of the city in a traffic accident. Then quickly escapes from the monster, then leaves Minoy's but finds Tlor injured in the chest, and suddenly Xavier appears and takes Taylor home. Wednesday comes back with the officer in the basement who is in Jarrell's mansion and surprised when she notices that everything is gone in the basement as if there was nothing in there, and the officer loses patience with Wednesday, who returns to school and discovers that the principal has decided to expel him from the school, but Wednesday tells her the truth about his actions. Wednesday asks the principal to give him one last chance to save the school, and the principal accepts her request. Wednesday goes to her room and watches Laurel's game, but the game suddenly turns into a photo of Wednesday, who ends up realizing that Ural is watching her, and the next day at Laurel's funeral, mayor of the town Wednesday notices a strange man in the tenement. The strange man escapes, but Wednesday catches him in the forest and discovers that it is his uncle Wester, who came to town to watch over her. Wednesday tells his uncle that she is chasing a strange monster that is killing people in the town, and her uncle tells her that the monster is called ID. Wednesday can find information about him in the diary of the person who founded the school. In the evening, Wednesday goes to the school library and finds the diary of the person who founded the school as his uncle said, and finds information about the monster. Idea discovers that there is an unknown person who controls the monster and decides to watch Xavier because he is the only person around whom soups his planes, and she notices that he calls the doctor Campo. Xavier tells Campo that he saw him die in a dream and that she should meet him on Wednesday. Begins to suspect that Campo is the one controlling the monster, then decides to confront her and gives her a golden toy and tells her that she is the reason for everything that is happening, but Campo thinks that Wednesday has gone crazy and throws her out of the clinic. Wednesday returns to her room and finds it scattered, as if someone is trying to rob her. She is shocked when she discovers that Singh was stabbed with a knife. She quickly takes him to her uncle, who manages to save him. Wednesday asks Singh the identity of the person who stabbed him, but Singh tells her that he doesn't know who stabbed him. Wednesday goes to Xavier's room in the forest and tells him that she found out that he is the monster. Wednesday tells Xavier that she found in her room the freshness of Eugene and the series of medicine Campo, who was found murdered in the morning. Xavier tries to defend himself and says that he is not the monster, but the cops arrive and arrest him. The next day, Wednesday meets Taylor and tells him that she has finally uncovered the true identity of the monster. Wednesday tries to get closer to Taylor, but suddenly sees a vision in which appears the night medicine was killed. She discovers in all these events that Taylor and the monster could quickly run away from him. The next day, Wednesday meets Taylor in the forest and tells him that she found out that he is the real monster. But Taylor denies all the accusations attributed to him. Wednesday asks her friend Bianca to hypnotize Taylor with her superpowers. She then takes him to Xavier's room in the forest and begins to torture him in order to tell him the truth. But her colleagues leave her alone with him because it is possible that he is imprisoned, but Wednesday doesn't care and continues to torture him. Suddenly, the officer arrives and waits for Wednesday. The officer says Wednesday that he will not imprison him, but warns him not to approach Taylor, who confesses to Wednesday. He tells Wednesday the truth and tells her that he really is the monster and assures her that she won't be able to prove the truth of her words. Wednesday returns to school and tries to convince the principal that Taylor is the monster. But the principal doesn't believe her words and tells her that she will be expelled from school tomorrow. The next day, the principal takes Wednesday to her house after the decision to expel her from school. Wednesday asks her to let her say goodbye to Eugene, who has regained consciousness, and tells Wednesday everything he saw in the forest during the monster attack against him. He tells him that the woman who was in the cave wore red shoes. Wednesday remembers that the only woman who wore red shoes was Marianne. Then she asks the principal to give her one last chance and also asks her to pretend to be Taylor to trap Marianne. Wednesday returns to school with the principal, who pretended to be Taylor. He meets Marianne and he confronts the truth and tells him that Taylor told her everything. Marianne falls into the trap and confesses the truth. She tells him that she is Jad's sister and that her real name is Laurel. She reveals that she is the reason for everything that happened and that her goal is to bring Joseph back from the dead to eliminate all the witches, including Wednesday. Suddenly, the warden appears in her true form and tells Laurel that she will soon be imprisoned. But Laurel kills her with a syringe full of poison. Then she points the gun at Wednesday, but bees attack her heavily and destroy the remains of her body. Wednesday comes home after the end of the school season at magic school and receives a letter from a stranger telling her that he will kill her one day. It seems Wednesday thought she got rid of all her enemies. But she realizes that the magic school still hides a lot of secrets and decides to return to her to look for her enemies in the next season. What do you think of this movie recap? Please leave your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this summary, please like and subscribe for more movie recaps. See you next time.